All right, welcome back. Absolute Batman number 18. Let's get it. So, to recap what happened last time, Poison Ivy breaking out, going over her life story about her mother dying, and becoming this plant monster hybrid thing. Bruce absolutely hates his life. His life sucks. He's just going into the full Batman persona at this point. He saw his mother kiss Jim Gordon. Worst thing to see ever. He's starting to get popular around the city, and his mom is actually a Talon, but he doesn't know that yet. And also, the channel hit 500 subs, so make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. We got to grow more. We might get a budget. And also check the streams. Outside in New Mexico, I'm hopping into the comic, by the way. Martha landed a plane in the background and is going through the desert, and she's leaving a voicemail for Bruce saying, I'm not sure if you'll get this message, but I'm going to be out of town for a while. There's some things I got to take care of. As a truck pulls up and gives her a little riddle. We watch you at your hearth. We watch you at your bed. Speak not a whispered word of us, or we'll send a Talon for your head. And then they book her, throw into the back, and skirt off. Welcome to Batman. So while that's happening, Bruce is fighting these different versions of Poison Ivy. And apparently Megan Fox just got cast as Poison Ivy. Oh, bro, what are we? We're cooking. Second barking contest. First one's going to be at Supergirl. Second one's going to be Megan Fox as Poison Ivy. That's awesome. Perfect casting. $1 trillion movie, by the way. First $1 trillion box office hit. So Bruce is fighting, ripping these people part by part, telling Alfred, you got to find me a weakness. Using his spikes, impaling them, yelling at Pennyworth, shut up, stop telling me where they're at. I need you to save me. Well, fine. She's part of plants, animals, insects, bacteria. Which one has a vulnerability? I'm looking, kid, but if there's a soft spot for her, I'm not seeing it. This is all that's left of her. That's what the doctors tell my mother. The chemical fire in the lab reached nearly 9,000 degrees, as hot as a young star. It's a miracle that anything at all survived. They say, and yet my heart appears perfectly intact. My mother asks if it's alive. They tell her no, but that's not true. I want to scream to her that I'm more alive inside this container than I've ever been, connected to primal forces I don't understand, yet but can feel as colors green, red, and black. That was something we talked about last issue, is that the primordial forces are getting more present. And what better one to show them as green? Red, I believe, is animals. I don't know what black is. I believe that's actually bacteria. But Ivy goes on, my mother turns to go, and in that moment I hate the glass separating us more than ever. I've hated anything. But not just the glass, the powerful men who put it there, the men who did this to me, all because I wanted to go further in my research, do more. I would assume that the Joker did this. But this is what they do. Those men, my enemies, our enemies, put walls everywhere, walls of every kind, dividing us from each other, from nature, from truth, dividing up everything all for profit, their own tiny private kingdom. I will get out, I'll find a way. Ivy climbs the highest walls. As my mother walks away, I reach for her. I can sense the black creeping through her. She will die this afternoon, sitting on a bench, waiting for the bus back to hospice. No one will notice for almost 3 days. When the morgue thaws her out, parts of her will fall off. Her fingers, her breast, her nose, like rotted fruit. But now, in this moment, I reach with everything I have, and suddenly something new grows. Something that can't be hurt anymore. Going back to the fight, Poison Ivy stands over Bruce and says, why are you fighting me? We're on the same side, actually. And that side being against Joker, against the powers that be. And Batman doesn't see it that way. He calls for Pennyworth and she says, well, he's not here anymore. I'm afraid rare forms of bacteria can disrupt radio signals, as can some bird calls and even dolphin songs, all of which I'm emitting as we speak. No weaknesses, just strengths. You can be so much more, too. You're halfway there. You just need to embrace it. You just need to be part of me. As she destroys his chainsaw man arm, Bruce looks for Waylon in the sewers. I'm here, Waylon! Oh, God. And he tells himself, don't accept it. He hears the sounds of a monster screaming, so he's just having doubts about Waylon becoming normal again. He believes that he's failing. He's had a big bad time. His life sucks right now. He's at the Iceberg Lounge again, just like he promised. I'm gonna keep coming back. They beat the tar out of him. He goes and sees Eddie. Eddie doesn't say anything. He goes and visits Harvey's office because he knows that Harvey escaped the hospital. And they're like, yeah, he went on leave. Everybody's looking at him weird because he worked with Batman. And Bruce tells us that he's also having trouble talking to his mom. She's leaving the voicemails, and before he answers it, he just hangs up. So he has no idea what's going on. He has no idea what she's saying. And Bruce, this is like where he's having, I was going to say an ego death, but it's not an ego death. That's not correct. He's having like a bit of just a crisis, midlife, quarter life crisis, a superhero crisis. He doesn't know if he wants to be the Batman anymore, or he wants to be Bruce Wayne, or if he just wants to fully be the Batman. And it's leaning towards more fully being Batman as he pushes Barbara Gordon away, as we saw last issue. He's kind of just fully forming into it. Ivy's still attacking him, grabs him, pins him down, is like, Batman, I'll take away all of your human pain. You're becoming one, you and me. I can feel how much you're hurting, your mother, your friends. You can join me, and together we can beat them. Look at you. Spines that stab like a cholla cactus. Wings that slash like an ostrich. The will of a virus. Just breathe me in. As Bruce does a spitting sound effect to her, it's like, nah, I'm not doing that shit. I'm not taking off my mask and breathing in your toxins and making you transform me. The stubbornness of a cockroach. Then I'll drag you into the light one way or the other. As we go and see what Martha Wayne's doing. They pull her out of the van, throw her into an airmac tarmac. Martha, you know the rules about communication and the consequences for breaking them. So why are you calling and why are you here? Well, something is happening in Gotham, something that I believed was worth the risk. Well, that's not your decision to make, as they hold up a gun to her and say, this is how we survived with no contact, because you were one of us, but just because of that doesn't mean you can talk to me. And she reveals that, yeah, I was a talent. I was the best talent. So I wonder what all the terrible things she's done. How did she get here and why did she leave? You know all the things I did for the court. That gives me the right. And maybe surviving was enough before that, but the truth is Batman changed everything. And back to Poison Ivy, she says the city's ecosystem, a living thing. You introduced something new, something foreign. Everybody is noticing that Batman is changing the structure of things. The good, the bad, and also the ugly. Poison Ivy being the ugly in this scenario. She's hideous. But instead of going further, you try to hold it back even now, looking for that weapon. The screaming gun behind you, like the ones they used in my place to separate my cells. Stop denying what you want. You want to reshape things, just like I did. You blew the seeds across the city, and now you're afraid of what you've sown. Well, change is coming whether you like it or not, and she's not wrong. When he became Batman, you wanted to change and help people. You wanted to help the bigger picture. And with that, there is some kind of a consequence. You can't just hide in the shadows forever. People are going to notice. And when people notice, people are going to change. People are going to come after you. And people are going to attack you because you are something that changes. Something that will make the system better or for worse. So in this scenario, with them noticing, the Joker is noticing. Some bad things are coming from the Joker. I don't know if you've seen previews of Batman issue 19 and also the Absolute Robins. All 5 Robins are gonna come and they're in mech suits and they're gonna destroy Bruce Wayne. They're not good guys. And it looks like they actually are gonna be adopted by the Joker. So boom, there's your bad already noticing. The good. If I feel like the Talons are gonna be good. I feel like that's the twist, is that they're actually good people helping the city, and they don't need to do that anymore because they're scared of something happening. I don't know. We haven't really seen that much of them. Hopefully we see them later. And then the ugly is also just Batman's villains. His friends are changing around him. And with that change, they task Pennyworth with a new assignment. Your new assignment is Batman. Well, what if I refuse? Well, then there is no enjoying Ymir's sweet tea over in Gotham. You're fired, basically. And then the Red Hood's Miss Quinn shows up and says, I'm here to help with the Batman thing. We all are. And they did have a little bit of a problem with Harley's group not wanting to really help out, but it seems like some of them have come around. And we see Dick Grayson. So Dick Grayson is definitely going to be one of these people that become Robin. They're also numbered. I don't know if you've seen that. He's definitely going to be number 1. I'm stoked to see what they'll do with the Jokers, or with the Absolute Robins, I mean. But yeah, like he's definitely... I want to say they're just going to be misguided. They're not going to be evil. They're going to eventually realize what's up, and then probably Jason's going to die because everybody hates Jason. Bruce's coworkers are like, you want to come out and get drinks with us, man? Batman-themed bar, that's pretty cool, man. I smile and tell them another time. I hope they can see my fist shaking. I look at the sidewalk. They're 200 years old. And Poison Ivy continues. You can walk around with your head down blind to it, writing in your little book about what's happening. And they see it. Believe me, the ones whose plans you disrupted, the ones who hate change, the worst of them is here, talking about Jack Grimm, putting on Bruce's OG universe persona of the Playboy, their leader, their horned king, looking down and smiling from above, somewhere high above us both. The tricks he plays, the deals and the packs and bargains, carving up the world with his minions. We have to stop him. I don't think he could be stopped. All those years he kept me locked away, scrambled by the noise, guns, pulled apart. But then one day, there you were, like some wild beast running naked through my biome. In Absolute at Batman issue 10. If I knew, if I had the chance, I would join with you, because Grimm, he's coming for you, just like he came for me. Just like he comes for anything that threatens change, he isolates it, locks it away. He's making moves as we speak. I can feel it. Maybe if you were willing to evolve on your own, to become what's needed, you might be able to stop him, Batman. But you're not. Don't worry, though. When I release spores from here, this place, I'll make something new. I'll make everyone new, and we'll be strong together. Beautiful. A new kingdom, and we'll stop him. And then we'll make that first wish come true. And honestly, not a bad deal. The only part of this deal that sucks is that Batman has to just give himself up to Poison Ivy. She doesn't want to team up without conditions. She wants to team up where he's under her control. And then eventually at the end of it, she's going to control everything too. You can't just stop a king and then not replace him. Somebody evil is going to replace him at this point. And we see a Bruce freak out with Mr. Gordon coming up to him and is like, whoa, Bruce, you got to calm down. I got to talk to you. And Bruce says, yeah, no offense, dude. I definitely don't want to talk to you. And I definitely don't want to talk about my mom with you. And he goes, yeah, no, this isn't about your mom. She's a grown woman. I'm a grown man. Nature's nature. But Bruce, I want to talk about something else. And he gives the staring eyes like, I know what's up, dude. Let's sit down and talk. I knew you were Batman. Son, dude's 6'9" and 400 pounds. You don't blend in. Thank you. At least somebody notices. And it goes on, I pulled you from a pile of bats a long time ago. So Bruce is like, oh, does my mom know? No, dude. Honestly, I have no idea why she doesn't know. I think she's just coping by trying not to understand. And so Bruce just lets it all out. I wanted Batman to affect the city, to shine a light on things, but I didn't expect him to become this, a big old beacon in the sky. And the things I'm up against, it feels like I have to win. I have to be as bad as them. Tougher, meaner, something darker. So do you have any advice? And Gordon says, no way, dude. I'm an old man. I just like your mom. But I'll give you the advice someone else gave me. When I was in a similar situation to yours, someone much smarter than me, my daughter, and we actually cut to her saving Bruce, pulling him off of the vines, cutting him free. And she's like, hey, man, screw you. Thank me by saying you'll never push me down a cliff again. And we need to save you. And I'm going to be completely honest with you. I think she's skipping a whole Robin bit, and I think she's going to go straight to Batgirl. If the Robins don't get on Batman's side, she's definitely going to become some kind of Batgirl ally to him. And Bruce grabs the new MUC gun and says she's going to release the spores across the city. We have to destroy them. And Barbara says, no, they're 2 flights down. I can get them down there. There's no time. And Poison Ivy notices and says, if you can do what? What could you possibly do? And here I thought we could be allies, but I was wrong. Cutting to Martha on the tarmac. I'm sorry, Martha. We really hoped you'd listen to reason. And so Martha goes on, I'm happy to disappoint you because I was always believed we never were supposed to listen to reason. We stood for something once. We were the ones who fought back from the shadows against the rich and powerful. They were good guys. We were warriors fighting for a better world. And yes, they crushed us. He crushed us. I believe they're talking about Jack Grimm, the Joker. I don't know. He might have stopped them a long time ago. He might have taken over everything instead, sending the Court of Owls who run the good under the city away. So maybe we need to do something new, not by hiding or changing who we are at our core. It's about what we're about. You might as well pull the trigger. And cutting to Bruce, he actually does pull the trigger on Poison Ivy, destroying her essentially, breaking her down closer and closer as she gets nearer to him. As she says, "You think this sound gun could destroy me?" No, but it shows me what I suspected. When we bonded earlier, I saw Dr. Isley. You want me to evolve, but you haven't gone all the way yourself. You haven't fully evolved because your heart, the last piece of your human self, you kept it. The only part of you not remade, and I can see it right there. Destroy the spores, or I'll destroy your heart. The sonic waves will disperse the cells. You could regrow it, but it wouldn't be the one your mother held. And Gordon gives Barbara's advice. When I became mayor, I was terrified. I had my plan, my agenda, but suddenly the whole city was looking to me to do so much more, to be more. And the critics, they kept attacking me for being too soft, too local, too much of a people person. I was all torn up. Maybe to be a good mayor, I had to forget all the hippy-dippy stuff your dad and mom and I loved and becoming something tougher, cold, and meaner. But one night, Babs, she was 16 at the time, studying for a biology test, she found me on that balcony in my robe, staring at me in the city, and she said something to me. She said, "Dad, a tree grows tallest when you care for its roots." And Bruce holds the gun and says, "Ivy does climb, but it also clings. Destroy the spores now, Dr. Isley." And he succeeds. The spores are destroyed. Boom, boom, boom. They go off. Gordon says, "You have good roots, son. I know you'll make the right choice when it comes to it." And Ivy says, "You fool. We could have saved everyone. We could have saved everything." Yeah, I know. I have been, and not anymore. And he turns the gun on, and he shoots her heart, and he destroys her heart. So he definitely just lied to her and used her, and he became the one thing that he said he didn't want to become: cold, tougher, meaner, darker. And we also see a Talon shoot his gun. And that's the last of we see the Talons in this issue. And I will not lie to you, those being seen as good guys by Martha before, they did good things. I highly doubt they just murked her in the middle of nowhere. I think they just left her alone. She's alive. For her to be dead would be insane character development. So Batman and Barbara run away as the SWAT team comes up on Poison Ivy, and now Batman's made a new enemy. "I'll kill you, Batman, you monster." So I don't believe that she's going to go after Jack Grimm anymore. She probably hates Batman way worse, which, why would you do that? Why are you giving yourself more foes? I understand that she wanted to do things the wrong way, but you could have helped her. And Barbara even says this: "What happened back there? You destroyed her heart, Batman. You know. Maybe you should take this back." And Bruce says it: "To fight what's coming, I need to evolve. I just took her advice. Maybe we all should." And I think he's just going down a dark path. I wouldn't have done that. Bad idea. And we see that Bruce stops going and visiting everybody. A delivery man knocks on the door as somebody screams at him, "Bruce, how many times do I have to kick your ass?" Outside of the Iceberg Lounge. The Riddler looks at the screen and notices Bruce never came. Bruce never went back to Harvey's thing. And Bruce never went back into the sewer, where we have Waylon Jones revealed that he's back to being human. Very good. So I'm sure Waylon will find Bruce eventually. But where is Bruce? He's standing on the top of the Gotham City, staring down, fully becoming what he is, which is Batman, as he listens to the message of his mother again and deletes it before anything happens. So with this, I'm going to do a little bit of theory. Since he's becoming more of Batman, going darker, the whole reason the Robins were there was to pull them back and help him relate to kids again. This is a dumb theory, but I feel like the Robins are going to come. He's going to fight them and realize, oh yeah, we got to calm down. We can't be as dark as this. And then he's going to revert back to being more of the Bruce Wayne kind of Batman, the nicer Batman. Or he's going to adopt one of the Robins to come onto his team to be nicer, to kind of be his moral compass. I believe that one will actually be Tim Drake, just because that's the role he plays after after Jason Todd dies. But who knows? So, thank you for listening, watching, enjoying. Yeah. Peace out.